Hello everyone, welcome to the new video. And the car behind me is the car we're going to talk about today. And it is the new Peugeot 308 with a completely new powertrain, which is, as you can see by the cable, all electric. So this is the new Stellantis powertrain that I've already tested in the Peugeot E2008. But the reason I got this car is because I wanted to know what it's like in the more aerodynamic car, because the E2008 is a boxy car. This is more of a sleek shape, right? And so we have the same technology, 54 kilowatt hour battery, I think 156 horsepower. Yeah, this is the full best equipment, also with options. So we have a fast AC charging of I think 11 kilowatts, and I was charging. I'm almost charged, 99%, and I stopped the charging. Now let me also show you the boot capacity, which is slightly smaller than in the petrol version. The petrol version gets you 608 liters. This gets you 584 liters of standard capacity. But as you can see, it's still really quite practical enough. And what I like about the boot is this sort of a netting you get. You have very easy access to fold down the seats. You have hook there, a 12-volt socket here, strong LED light, and I like the quality carpeting that I get with the car. And of course, the Peugeot 308 is a fantastic design of a car. It really looks luxurious. Now, let me also show you the space in the rear. So, yeah, the rear legroom looks like this. Maybe for a taller person, it could be slightly better. Yeah, but anyway, look, you still get two USB-C connectors for charging, ventilation, some small storage over there, and also a armrest with cup holders. And I really do love this synthetic leather and fabric, textile, and Alcantara in the middle upholstery. It's fantastic. And now let me show you maybe what we charge and how it looks now at the start. So this is it. So this is the range it indicates, 422 kilometers from 99% of the battery. I think that's actually really good. 422 kilometers. Yeah, but anyway, let's see what it will look like in a bit. And let me just show you these front seats. Again, Alcantara, and they have really nice shape. Really nice car, this Peugeot. Anyway, I think that's about it. And let's start the journey and let's see what the car actually gets in reality, the energy economy and the range that you can get from that. Okay, so let's reset the trip. Look at what it looks right now. This is driving in the city, 16 kilowatt hours. And so let's reset it. You do it here, just press this, bang, we can go. So we have quite a windy day today with some storms on the horizon and stuff. But one thing I really do like about the Peugeot 308 and also other Peugeot cars, nowadays they are really well isolated from the outer sounds. And also this car, I think on the motorway it will be around 54 decibels at 130 easily. They are so well isolated, they really feel very premium in this regard. One very cool feature on the way with this top of the line is the optional massage seats. Look at this. So here are the massage, and you have different types of massage here. There are like 5 or 6, and you also have different intensity to it, up to 3 intensity. So that's a really relaxing way to travel. Well, one thing I didn't take into account is the weight. This car is at 1791 kilograms is the weight of it, and of course the E2008, being a smaller B SUV, was lighter. I think it was around 1600 something kilos, so around 100 kilos lighter, but then it had worse aerodynamic coefficient. So it's interesting. And also I have to say, as I've tested the diesel version a long time ago, but I still quite remember it was very like very comfortable, very dignified the way it drove. This car, it has to cope with the higher weight, and therefore the damping seems to be stiffer. It's still very comfortable, don't get me wrong, but it just feels stiffer and I would call it slightly more sporty, right? And also, just to show you on the journey, so we've done around 50 kilometers, and well, at the 50 kilometer mark we've gone 15% down on the battery. So yeah, and I'm doing right now at 123 kilometers, but usually when I'm not speaking to you I'm doing 130. So I'm really driving it like a normal petrol car, as you can see. At 80% battery, well 79, it shows us 298 kilometers remaining. Look, we just did 100 kilometers. The average on the motorway is now 17.2, because we're going up the hill mostly. And we still have 68% of the battery left, so we can do a little bit of maths with this. Alright, I've had myself a lunch, as you can see also by the stain here. It always happens with white. Let me know if it happens also to you. And now I want to go and see my grandparents. Look, there's a charger just right here, but well, I don't need it. So anyway, let's put in the name of the village where my grandparents live. Let's see how far that is from here. Anyways, in the meantime, look at this beautiful interior that the Peugeot has. The design is fantastic. Look at the practicality. So here's my beverage. Here's some tray, and over here is the connector, as USB-C 12-volt socket, wireless charging pad here. This is where you change. This is the button for the battery region, and a tray for the key. And look at that, here another tray with another USB-C connector. But anyway, let's put it in the navigation. No. Okay, and let's drive. And what it shows, 91 kilometers. That is it. We want to drive there. Yes. Guys, look at this. We are at 50% of the battery and we've done 172 kilometers. Alright, well, now we're on a mountain pass, as you can see, and sort of this is the old surface, but in a moment there will start a new one. And well, maybe it's time to talk about how the car drives and the likes and dislikes. So let's start with the driving. So I really do love the Peugeot 308 SW because it it's just such a nice car to drive. It's such a nice connection in between the comfort, which is fantastic. As I've told you earlier, it's nice and floaty and in the correct way. But then when you're cornering, and the driver's position behind the steering wheel and the way he managed the car is really nice. I mean, it's very stable in the corners. You have massive amount of trust for the car and for its steering. And look at this. Here comes the corner. I can just trust it's just very precise, very nicely weighted steering wheel, I have to say. You hold this beautiful small steering wheel, and yeah, I mean, you're sitting really sort of low, which is what you want in a car of this size. You don't want to sit above the dashboard. So yeah, really nice. And in the steering, you can really feel that you have the car in your hand. It feels tight. It feels certainly it feels very good, really. And then if you up the pace on a road like this, I mean, this is really nice. The car, it doesn't lean too much into the corners. Even there's a very small sort of roll when you initiate to go into the corner. Then with this electric car or hybrid car, you can brake into the corners with the regen, which is actually quite strong with the car. So, and then look, this is the full acceleration, 70, 80. This is up the hill, so really nice again. But this is a new surface and it's wet it's partly wet, so we need to be cautious. Yeah, I mean, I don't really understand why some people buy sort of Skoda Octavia and stuff like this, because this car, it comes to the understeer very far after, much later than the Skoda, for example, because Skodas, they usually have really bad geometry of the wheels. This one, on the other hand, has it correct. You have more negative camber at the rear, toe out, and this road is just beautiful. It's tight. It has big angle of corners. Yeah, really nice. And the 156 horsepower, I mean, it is decent for the car, really. Oh yeah, this is certainly a very good experience driving the Peugeot, and it's the combination of quietness, great comfort, that makes it such a nice car to drive. It certainly feels like a premium experience. Well, anyway, I think let's go to the likes and dislikes of the car. Well, starting off with the dislikes, as always. Well, I think the first and probably the biggest with this particular car, this electric version, is the price. Starting at 45,000, this top of the Ranger with options, 49,240 euros, according to the configurator. Well, yeah, it is. I have to be honest, it is quite a lot for a compact hatchback. That's right, but you pay for the technology. It is like that with the electric cars, and years have to go on, and the development has to go on to be able to make the price lower for electric cars. So that's how it is. No way of going around it. You do get some premiums when you buy an electric car with certain tax benefits and stuff. But yeah, I think that would be probably the biggest problem I generally have with the car. Then another small one, maybe it would be the practicality, particularly the space at the rear, which to some of the competitors it is more, let's call it compact, because they wanted to prioritize the boot space, which is 584 liters and 608 for the petrol variant. So they wanted to compete actually with the Octavia. So there would be another one, but really, other than that, there are more of the likes. So the first like, of course, when you come to the car, is the design. The design is absolutely perfect, particularly from the front. I absolutely love this car. I love its daring lion face. it actually looks the money. It looks elegant and luxurious. And also here in the inside, the design of the interior is like nothing else in the class. I mean, yeah, just such an extrovert interior, and again looks really, really luxurious. And even the build quality is actually really good. You have this soft edge materials, and the plastic doesn't squeak more than it does in the premium cars as well. So yeah, it's a very nice interior. You have this synthetic leather here on the parts that you are touching, either with your shin or with your hands. So yeah, really, really nice, and also practical interior. I mean, also these eye toggles, the shortcut buttons, they are great. I mean, you know, they are just like normal any shortcut buttons, but they are like more of an expensive and luxury version of them, because of course putting a display there and the electronics is more costly than just having normal buttons there, right? Yeah, but great. Also the seats, massage function, 1,300 euros option. They are really, really great seats. They even have a good support. The massage they give you is really, really great. Yeah, I would definitely, even though I'm not a person that is keen on these sort of things, I would probably think about it if I was buying a Peugeot. And then I have to mention, of course, the handling. I mean, the Peugeot 308 is one of the best cars in terms of handling in its class, and it's just such a pleasant car to drive. It's just relaxing, comfortable. It's really, 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 really quiet, much quieter than if you would be sitting in the Octavia, which many people buy in my country. And yeah, it's just a pleasant car to drive. And then still, if you want to corner, it's not too soft for it. It does corner well. In this electric version, they stiffen it up so it can carry the weight of 1.8 tons. So it feels even a little bit more sporty in the stiffness respect. Although you do feel the weight more, of course, you do feel it on the steering wheel. You do feel it in the corners. So yeah, and then there would be the efficiency. So right now 15.6, I was at 15 kilowatt hours per 100 kilometers. I think this is really, really great. Let me just turn on here. That will be the end of the video. Yeah, 15 kilowatt hours. I mean, it's just yeah, it's just great efficiency from this new powertrain, just as I expected. You can do great range. I mean, over 340 kilometers definitely. I will put the maths about it because I can't think about it now. But yeah, definitely a great range, and it does what I expected it to be. So it is really, really good in the range aspect, this new electric one. So you know, it doesn't depend what you choose. You can choose the diesel, you can choose the petrol, you can choose the plug-in hybrid. All of these cars, these 308s, they are just really, really, shut up. They are just really, really good cars, and I think they are worth the money, actually. I just love how this Peugeot 308 drives. Just so smooth, so precise throughout the corners. And look, here we're coming up to the tighter corner. I just let my foot down, no braking, leaning onto the outer rear wheel. Absolutely, you can feel that. That's just great. Now you brake into the corner with regen, and again, wow, so smooth. And also a very low amount of steering you put into the corner. Well guys, look at this. We are nearly home. We have 11% of battery left. Yes, and we've done 308 kilometers so far today. I will probably charge before that. I could risk it and go home. It's exactly 30 odd kilometers. But I want to do a test of charging, so we're gonna go for a charger. Okay guys, so have a look at this. We're done, we're at the charger. As you can see, it's over there. So We have done today 320 kilometers with 14.5 kilowatt-hours per 100 kilometers average efficiency, and therefore we can turn off the vehicle. Here is the trip summary. Oh, take a shot of that as well. So only 13.7 this way from the grandparent. Okay, and now let's do the charging test. For that, let me get my card. Okay, so this is probably a really strong charger. Now let me just plug it in. Look at that massive connector. All right, that's plugged in, and now we just need to initiate the charging. So this is the A. Up, and I think it's going. I have to say I'm really quite happy with this E308 SW because the efficiency was really good. 14.5, I mean, yeah, really, I mean, what I expect. Maybe the only thing that I would have to critique is the higher weight, 1.8 tons compared to the E2008. Maybe that's the only thing why it's not that much better. Okay, but we are charging, and now let's have a look at the speeds that we can get. So this is the power, and we're doing at 100 kilowatts of charging. I think that the biggest speed of charging is 100 kilowatts. That's what it's rated at, and we're doing just that. Oh no, maybe it will be more. Well, let's have a look anyway. Okay, well, while we're charging, let's have a closer look at the car. So I really do love the design of this new front mask of the 308. Look at how great that looks. I mean, when you see this in your mirror in the night, that's a proper face. And unlike other EVs, the grille is still open because it needs a little bit of cooling, right? I found the normal hatchback has the drag coefficient of 0.29, so I suppose this one is 0.28 or 0.27. So really aerodynamic. Then let's have a look at these wheels. So these are the 18-inch wheels, 215/45 R18, aerodynamic covers, really good looking wheels, and you have electric tires, Michelin e-primacy. So these tires really helped us as well in some percentage in the efficiency. And if we have a look here under the wheel arch, I don't know if you can see it, but there is decent amount of caster. But this car doesn't even need that big amount of caster because the conception of the car is done really nicely. Which, as you can see, I open the door. Look where the driver is sitting, where the B pillar is. So this is where the driver sits. So yeah, reasonably far. Could be even further rear, but yeah, decent enough. And here is the rear part with this strange double spoiler. So this one has function. It's for aerodynamics, of course, but this is just a design element. This second one, yeah, lovely new logo, E308 badge, of course, and fantastic LED rear lights of the Peugeot. Yeah. So anyway, let me know how you like the Peugeot 308. Wow, look at this. It went up to 105 kilowatts at the moment. Usually the electric cars, they have the biggest power of charging in between like 30 and 40%. So let's wait for that. But already at 105 kilowatts is pretty good for what is rated. So this charging map on this car is quite maybe different in some way, because as we rise 28% now, I don't know if you can see that, I hope you can, we are going down to 85 kilowatts now only. And just a moment ago there was 97. So for sure it's trying to save the battery from the long run. But we did the maximum power of 105 kilowatts while it was charging. And actually, look at this. 7 minutes, we're here in 7 minutes, and already from 14 we are at 30% in 7 minutes. So I think that's very, very decent charging time. And so in 10 minutes of this 10-minute top up, we've gone from 14 to 37, 38% now. That's actually quite decent, and we're 87 kilowatts now, constantly. Anyway, I think that's enough for me to know about the charging of the car, and that would be the end of this test. Alright then, and finally in the car. So remember, we had 22 kilometers when we came here of range left. Let's have a look at what we have now. Let's start the car, and now it shows us, if we wait a bit, yes, maintenance, right. Can I say okay? Wow, look at this, that was really quick. 130 kilometers from 22 in just 10 minutes of charging. That's crazy good. 130 kilometers, so wow. If we do the math, this is really, really nice charging efficiency from the Peugeot E308. Oh, I'm really, really surprised. Well, and I guess that would be it to this range test of the Peugeot E308 SW. I think it's a fantastic car, and this new powertrain certainly fits it, and it's just as good as it was in the E2008. The only difference is there, why they are even, is because this is those 100 kilos or 150 kilos heavier than that. So similar performance in terms of range, but I have to say overall I'm really happy, and it drives extremely nicely. It's a really, really nice car, and the interior is nice, the equipment is nice. Yeah, fantastic. And just for you to see, this is what it will take us to charge the car with the AC cable. So we are at 36%, 3 hours and 33 minutes until 100%. That's actually not bad, considering this is a full electric car, this Peugeot. And with that and this view, that will be the end of the video to the Peugeot 308. Thank you for watching. If you found the video useful and helpful, well, keep watching, keep subscribing, because more videos are coming on very soon, and I hope to see you in the very next video. In the meantime, take care and goodbye.